day one.
And so you can understand even more so why he would want to step away and not focus on fighting or defending his title, because obviously there's a lot going on. It's extremely sad. It's I feel for everyone involved. I feel for his family. I feel for his kids. It's an awful situation.
Earlier, Topuria posted, "I'm dealing with some personal problems, so I'm not gonna fight the first quarter." So the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will be the interim title.
For the first time in the annals of UFC history, we faced a very real possibility that an undefeated, two-division undisputed champion could lose his throne without ever suffering a defeat inside the octagon. The mechanism of this potential downfall isn't a devastating knockout or a slick submission. It is a crisis far darker and more complex than anything martial arts can solve. The reckoning has arrived, and it threatens to shatter one of the most spectacular rises the sport has ever witnessed. We need to have a serious conversation about what is arguably the most dramatic, unexpected, and frankly heartbroken situation unfolding in mixed martial arts right now. What began back in October 2025 as whispered rumors on social media platforms has since metastasized into a full-blown existential crisis.
Obviously, you just saw Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim title. Earlier, Topuria posted, "I'm dealing with some personal problems, so I'm not gonna fight the first quarter." So the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will be the interim title, and then they will face
for the lightweight division, derailing the trajectory of perhaps the most explosively talented fighter of his generation. We are talking, of course, about El Matador, Ilia Topuria. To fully grasp the magnitude of this collapse, you have to revisit the sheer velocity of his ascent. For those unfamiliar with the meteoric trajectory of this Spanish-Georgian phenom, the picture is breathtaking. Topuria entered the UFC in 2020 as a relatively unknown prospect, possessing an unblemished record and a palpable, almost frightening hunger. Over the next few years, his run to the featherweight ranks was nothing short of extraordinary, dismantling notable competition with terrifying ease. Yet it was February 2024 when he truly ascended to superstardom, dethroning the seemingly invincible Alexander Volkanovski via devastating knockout to claim the featherweight crown. But one belt was never enough for Topuria's ambition. After successfully defending his 145-pound strap against the legendary Max Holloway in October 2024, Topuria made a move that stunned the ecosystem. In February 2025, it was announced he was voluntarily vacating his hard-won featherweight title to chase greatness at 155 pounds.
This ordeal.
This wasn't stripping.
The truth is, Ilya says they have been excellent. We have a special connection. I have
the opportunity
understanding without having to give a lot of explanation, understanding from them from the very first moment they have extended their hand.
At UFC 317
I have been offered their support.
It took him just
in any time I needed it. So I don't really know. I'm very happy
dropped former champion Charles Oliveira
for the support I've received from them,
strikes rendered
for the understanding, and also happy about
less than a minute. Topuria joined the elite pantheon of simultaneous two-division UFC champions. Consider the resume he compiled in that short span, back-to-back-to-back knockouts over Volkanovski, Holloway, and Oliveira. Analysts were already sparking debates comparing his three-fight stretch to the greatest runs in history, invoking names like John Jones. By August 2025, Topuria sat atop the pound-for-pound rankings, an undefeated 17-0 king with the combat sports world at his feet. And then, just as quickly as it was built, the edifice began to crumble. The first cracks appeared around October 2025, when internet sleuths noticed that Topuria and his wife, Georgina Baddiel, had scrubbed photos of each other from their respective Instagram accounts.
They're talking about
in the modern age, this is the digital equivalent of smoke,
talking about
signaling
injection.
a
I have to get
fire,
an injection in the
while
eyeball.
memes and surface-level jokes circulated. Something profoundly serious was brewing beneath the surface. By November, rumors hardened into reports that Baddiel had filed for divorce and was pursuing half of Topuria's considerable assets. The situation was messy, public, and deeply concerning. Then came the announcement that sent shockwaves through the sport. On December 15, 2025, Ilia Topuria released a statement confirming he made the difficult decision to temporarily step away from defending his title. He stated that when circumstances arise threatening personal integrity, family, and reputation, one must address them directly. But the revelation that followed was what truly stunned observers. The lightweight champion wasn't just navigating a contentious divorce. According to Topuria, he was a victim of an insidious extortion plot. In his statement, Topuria alleged he had been subjected to severe pressure, including threats to disseminate false allegations of domestic abuse unless financial demands were met. He was adamant that these allegations were entirely unfounded, insisting that the truth is a matter of evidence, not opinion. He claimed that all relevant evidence, audio recordings, written communications, witness statements, and video material, had been preserved and submitted to judicial authorities to pursue legal action for attempted extortion, falsification of evidence, and misappropriation of funds. It is crucial to emphasize that these are currently claims made by Ilia Topuria. We do not have all the facts, nor has a court rendered a verdict. What we do know, however, is that the reigning champion has indefinitely removed himself from competition at the absolute apex of his physical powers to fight a legal war. As veteran journalist Ariel Helwani eloquently noted, this is heavy-duty stuff. Understandable why anyone facing such allegations and rumors would need to step away from the singular focus required for fighting. To understand the gravity of Topuria's claims, we must look at the specifics. Topuria and Badiel share two very young children. This isn't mere celebrity gossip. It is a family unit being torn apart under the most public and damaging circumstances imaginable. The allegations of extortion, evidence falsification, and theft linked to a divorce proceeding are incredibly serious legal matters that could take months, if not years, to resolve. The reaction within the MMA community has been painfully divisive, highlighting the often toxic nature of the court of public opinion. While Topuria asks for patience as the legal process plays out, not everyone is willing to grant him the benefit of the doubt. The most prominent and aggressive critic has been UFC featherweight Bryce Mitchell. Shortly after Topuria's statement, Mitchell posted a scathing video directly accusing Topuria of domestic violence, labeling him a wife-beater, and dismissing the extortion defense entirely without presenting any evidence. Mitchell's religiously charged tirade, claiming Topuria would rot in hell, exemplifies a troubling segment of the fan base that renders verdicts long before due process has occurred. Conversely, other fighters have shown empathy for the human element of the crisis. Bantamweight star Sean O'Malley expressed genuine sympathy, arguing that you cannot be in a fight camp when your personal life is in shambles. Your mind must be sharp and focused, not consumed by divorce and legal threats. Interestingly, according to Topuria, the UFC itself has been supportive. Despite being in the business of promoting fights and needing active champions, Topuria claims Dana White and the organization have extended a hand and offered understanding without demanding excessive explanations. This is significant, as there were immediate questions about whether the promotion would simply strip him of the title to